I'm just really tired of people complaining about other people complaining. You know what I mean? Like, I talk a lot of smack about America because it's my job. Like, that's what you do as a comedian. You talk smack about the country you're in if you're allowed to do it. And guess what? I am. 3 or 4 times a week, I'll get a comment or a message that says something along the lines of, "Oh, you hate America, huh? Huh. You hate America. Well, then go back to your country." It's like, dude, I'm from here. You know what I mean? Like, what am I supposed to be like? Okay, I'm back! The reason it pisses me off so much is because I'll then look at their profile, and they're just complaining about some stuff in America, too. They're complaining about the potholes in the roads, how the taxes are too high, how there's words you can't say anymore, how there's words that people still say that hurt their feelings. Like, you hypocrite. You hate America, too, just different parts as me. Can we not all agree that we all hate America just a little bit? That's what makes America dope. You have the right to hate the shit out of it. That's how we make it better. We hate it, we make it better. We hate it, we make it better. That's what the founding fathers did. They're like, I don't want to buy this tea. And they threw it into the ocean. Started a country. This nation was founded on the spirit of being a Karen. Okay? That's how we roll. We complained to the manager with some unrealistic shit. This tea is too expensive. I wanted soy milk. You gave me oat. And the manager's like, just give it to this fucking psycho. And they give it to us every single time because we are American. All right? America.
Bang, bang.
Oh, no. Put the gun down. Your fist came for its own agenda. I'll tell you that much. Make sure you get him on the camera. This is going to be good content. That technically makes me part of the neurodivergent community. Any neurodivergent people here? Okay, awesome, hell yeah. And it's awesome that we thought there's like finally a term for us. Neurodivergent just means our brains are different. I mean, it's really awesome that we get representation now. Like in my government, like a lot of neurodivergent people, you know, like President Elon's on the spectrum, you know what I mean? You know, Trump's got something going on with him. I don't know what that is. And then we have RFK Jr. He's got brainworms. He's in charge of our health. That's really cool, man. RFK Jr., he actually says some interesting things. Like, he says things like, oh, you know, we'll look at the fast food industry and watch what we eat. I'm like, that's actually really cool. Like, why are we hearing it from the guy with brainworms? I'm just wondering, did it take brainworms for society to hear the right thing about health finally? What? Habibi. Neurodivergent. It's all around us, baby. Yeah. Whoa. That was a little fierce, man. You good? All right. Habibi, I'm here. Yeah, where are you from, dude? Where are you from?
Islam. I'm a UK British national. My ethnicity is Bangladesh.
Okay.
Bang, bang.
Bang. All right. Yeah, if you do one more bang, bang, you out, motherfucker. I'll tell you that much, dude. Don't be doing that bang, bang, boy. Don't be doing that bang, bang. No. You don't be doing no bang, bang in public space like that, brother. I don't give a shit. You're the motherfucker that all the racist-ass Brits are like, they're taking over. You better stop that shit, bro. You need to cool it with that shit. Right? All right. No. One more bang, bang, I go bye-bye, okay? You need to chill it with that. I don't know what kind of meth they're serving out here in England, but I mean, hook me up with some of it after the show, but not right now, bro. I'm trying to focus. I was doing a joke about RFK. Don't fuck it up, dude. And I was asking my friend why my friend hates RFK Jr., and he was like, well, he's very hard to listen to. He sounds like a didgeridoo. And I was like, that's fucked up, also accurate. It sucks with RFK because if you only knew the basics about the Kennedy family and you watched RFK Jr., you'd be like, oh, he was the one who got shot in the head. You know what I mean? So, right? Bang, bang, motherfucker, right? Come on now, come on! Bang, bang. Yep, let me finish the jokes. All right. I grew up in a predominantly South Asian city, Fremont, California. People know us around the world, okay? And I was basically raised by South Asian people. I was like the Jungle Book, but for South Asian people. They raised me like Mowgli. And me and a bunch of my South Asian friends, we're actually doing big things. We're opening up a South Asian restaurant in Fremont, California. And it's, we serve very small portions, okay? But they're all laced with CBD, okay? It's called micro dosa. And thank you, thank you, thank you. South Asian people, that was for you, okay? Yeah, so I studied mathematics. That's why I do stand-up comedy now. Does anybody here like math, just so I know? Okay, that's a pretty good portion. So people who like math do come to my shows to see math jokes, but I can't do too many because other people will leave. So I have to cap it at like 3 math jokes per show. But if you're nice, I do 3.14. That's a generosity. Okay? So I decided I have to do math jokes for my math fans, but I can't do too many. So I decided this year I'm just going to do like very high-level math jokes to satisfy that group of people, and then we can move on very quickly. So this year I'm doing only calculus jokes. Only calculus jokes. Any fans of calculus here? Okay. The pool is getting smaller. It's a smaller set within a set. Okay? So yeah, if you don't do calculus already, I highly recommend that you integrate it into your life immediately. Okay, you can differentiate between who's laughing and who's not. Okay, going off on a tangent here, but the point is, I love calculus. There's no limit to that, okay? All right. Oh, I found your limit. All right, listen. I almost got stabbed in Glasgow and did better at these jokes, okay? Oh, no, please.
You can't say H mass, otherwise everything goes.
That's right.
That's what we can't do.
Your fist came for its own agenda, I'll tell you that much. I think some of them have a shred of the sentiments that you have, but the vigor, they lack it. Anyways, so that's your leader, by the way. Honestly, honestly, I would kill for all of you to have that energy, but with laughter. You know what I'm saying? Like cross-multiply him by all of you, that's the ideal crowd right there. This is a... Oh, Habibi, the more you pound that thing, I'm going to delay it longer. Please, do not. You're making me very uncomfortable, okay? All right, you need to relax, okay? Aggression, it's a Zionist thing. We don't do that, all right? We don't fucking do that. We don't do that, okay? Now, if you followed me last year, you would know that I was talking exclusively about Palestine. I felt it was necessary for the entire year with what was going on in Gaza, and, you know, I couldn't even write a math joke last year. I know you're like, oh, we should have came last year. Well, too fucking late. You fucked up, you discovered me too late. Last year, my whole entire set was about Palestine. I could not even hear or see anything other than Palestine or Gaza. You know, you could say that I had tunnel vision, fine. But you have to understand, okay, that obviously things are very difficult now, and I'm going to be talking about it in just a moment, but you have to understand, as a comedian of doing this for 18 years, Palestine is one of many things that I talk about, and as a Palestinian, I want the right to a normal fucking life too, okay? So you have to understand, it's enough that Israel has occupied actual Palestine. They don't need to be occupying my mind. However, I will be speaking the truth at every event that I do, and I will be speaking about Palestine until Palestine is free. Okay? That's period. All right? Talking about Israel-Palestine and Great Britain is a little tough because I know it's a very divisive issue here. So I'm just letting you know my intention is to solve everything. I see myself as a private detective, and I'm getting really close. Basically, I realized this whole situation, Israel-Palestine, it turns out to be a whole mix-up. Somebody back in the day, I guess, promised the Palestinian land to an entire other group of people. And once I find out which country did that... That joke is sponsored by Lord Balfour. All right. So if you have any leads on that, just let me know. Or if you're from Leeds, let me know. I wrote that joke in 1917. It's more of a declaration, actually. What time is it? Somebody tell me what time it is. 9:45? Okay, listen. Listen, my friend. Is that the only sentence you know? Oh, no. Put the gun down. Put the gun down, dude. Put the gun down. Make sure you get him on the camera. This is going to be good content. Good content. Not good for our cause, though, brother, but good content. Listen, I only have about 2 hours left, but I'll do this. Is there anything that I haven't talked about tonight that you guys would like for me to talk about? Not you. Yeah. What's that? More math? Oh, I can do that. I can do that. I'll, relax you. Whoa. We're about to have Brexit Part 2. Jeez. People are about to Brexit this room. So what I'll do is I'll do the math joke last so people don't leave. But I'll get you a nice solid math. I'll get you a nice high-level math. Yeah, Mike. Oh, you listen. That's good. Look at that. I underestimated you, sir. You're seriously going to be like there's going to be like, how people have like the angel and devil on their shoulder? When I'm doing like an important gig, and like one of me is like, follow the rules, do the cat jokes, and then you're on the other shoulder, do the anti-Israeli jokes! You would have been a great Supreme Court judge, because you'd be like, bang, bang, Order in the court. You want a cat joke? Okay. My cat, unfortunately, is homophobic. I found out recently, because we get close. He comes and sits on my lap. I pet him. It's very intimate. And then when I go in for the kiss, he's like, nah, bro, that's gay. Every single time. Whenever I do kids' parties, I tell cat jokes. Like, how does a cat like his steak cooked? Rare. And he's like, how do you make that joke anti-Israeli? I'm like, because in Gaza, the cats can't eat steak! All right, what else?
Sammy Obeid.
Yeah, that's me, baby. You already know, baby. You already know. I'm not an Abu, though. I'm an uncle. You know what I mean? I'm Amu Obeid. That's a joke for 5 people, whatever. What else?
Good intentions.
Was that?
Good intentions.
Good intentions? I like that. Just in general, or is that like a movie? Don't tell me there's like a TV series called Good Intentions, is there? No? Just like Good Intentions? Because I have good intentions. I don't want to hurt anybody. You know what I mean? Like, I was about to reference Ergun's guy. I was like, I think he had good intentions, but he left. I like it. No, and then what would you say up there? Bumble. Oh, Bumble. You want like my profile URL? and then okay, sure. And then what? Yes, please. Yes, please. He's like, yes. Give me. All right, sure, dude. Bumble stories. What's that? A worst date story? Last year I had to break up with a girl because she was seeing someone else, and she started seeing this guy who turned out to be her cousin. That was really cool. But that was very embarrassing because people would be like, why'd you guys break up? I was like, she had to get in touch with her family. What else? And what about happiness? Peace and happiness. Is there a chance of peace and happiness? In the world? Wow. I'm so honored. May I ask where you're from, sir? You're from London. Born and raised? Okay, Africa. Sorry, I'm just trying to filter out the immigrants here. That's all, sir. What part of Africa are you from? What part of Africa are you from? Tanzania. Okay. Well, I felt the wisdom on you. I could feel you're like a wise person. So I just want to say it's an honor to feel a wise person who's probably lived a very interesting life to ask me, is there a chance of peace and happiness in the world? Asking a f***ing clown if there's a chance of peace and happiness. What an honor. What an honor. And you know what, sir? I'm glad you asked me because I think there is a chance of peace and happiness. I think there is a chance of peace. I really do. I really do. Sometimes you have to create it yourself. How do you expect peace to break out in the world if you can't create it within your own household? So I create peace in my household by not talking to people. Okay? And I create happiness by doing things I enjoy, like going for long walks by myself. So yes, I absolutely believe I believe there's 100% chance of happiness and peace, and I believe that it's already happening right now inside. If you just create it within yourself, it will spread. Okay, so that's all I'm trying to do, is create happiness and peace and hope that it spreads. What ways can you do to bring up peace and happiness aside from the ones that I just gave? Okay, listen. In other words, your answer was well, I'll tell you what. You know, obviously happiness, it's relative for everybody, but like if you be enjoyable to the people around you, they're going to be happy, right? Ways you can create peace is being peace. You just have to emanate peace, you know? And I do that by keeping my mouth shut. When I'm not on stage, obviously, because people get very upset when I do that when I'm on stage. But just be it. Be it. Be happy, be peace. And you create happy peace. That's it. Be it. You're doing it right now. You're doing a great job right now. You're killing it. You're killing it. You're very peaceful. You're a very peaceful person. And you're making me happy. He's still looking at me like, what the fuck is your problem? He's like, I used to be a teacher. Any teachers here? Awesome. 3. That's awesome, dude. How does teaching pay here in the UK? Pretty solid? Yeah. Awesome. Cool. I think that's a global thing. Around the world, the people who teach our kids to be better people, don't pay them much. Let's see what happens. Let's see if they really want to teach the kids. Teachers, what do you teach? History. That's got to be tough in Great Britain, huh? Teaching history in Britain, 101. And then we colonized them, and then we colonized them, and then we colonized them. Then they hated us, then they hated us, then they rebelled, we pulled out of there, and let America do the rest. You abolished slavery first, right? Oh, yeah, Britain loves to remind you that. We abolished slavery first. Yeah, you also started it first, motherfucker. Like, where do you start the clock? Royal family? Okay, I could talk about what's the latest with them? What's the latest gossip? Come on, you're not. I know one person here is following some doesn't want to admit it. What do I think of Harry and Meghan Markle? Aren't they kind of like breaking away from the family, like distancing themselves from the family, right? Hasn't been their whole thing. But does anybody like them? I just heard half yes and half no, so that's a mix. Well, I don't know enough about them to really make a statement on whether I like them or not, but I probably like them more than the rest of the family. Which one's the molester again? Henry? Andrew, sorry. Andrew's the molester, and then Charles is king. Kind of. What's that? Ooh, colonized. Sorry, guys. You guys are going through it. I was doing shows yesterday and asked, I'm like, what are the problems you have here in the UK? And people are like, the price of pints are very high. You guys have it too good. And what? Eggs too? Yeah, we're going through that too, back home. We have a lot more in common. Well, you're technically our father, so. Do I like who? Hollywood films. Are there any other ones? If I can. There's Bollywood. Oh, he's back. Oh, shit. He's back. Where'd you go, man? Oh, God. Broken record, man. Broken. You want me to get to the point, boss? Well, no. I mean, you're very determined. Yeah. There's not always someone shouting at my shows, actually. The 5 p.m. show is very peaceful. Okay? So that's another answer. If you want more peace, come to my 5 p.m. show. Arab dads. They basically get trampled. They let the whole family walk over them. You know, my dad's Arab. I think he raised me and my sister pretty well. He was always very funny guy. You know, he would, Wow, dude. Really? You're completing the mission right now? Are you serious, man? Oh, I get it. You're together. What the dude? He's like, we gotta take back our license. Tie with a suitcase now! You're good. You're excused, man. Don't worry. We won't look at you. So, dude. Take a bow, sensei. Give me another one. Keir Starmer and Jeffrey Epstein. Probably we're on the same island at some point. The Jeffrey Epstein files that Trump kept saying he was going to release them, the Jeffrey Epstein files. They missed an opportunity. They should have called them the pedophiles. I don't know why they missed that opportunity to do that. Epstein, I didn't know him personally. Allegedly hung himself, but they don't have eyewitnesses and they didn't give any evidence of it. So he's probably hanging out with Prince Andrew somewhere, to be honest. They're probably like just kicking back. It is Prince Andrew, right? Yeah. Prince Andrew, correct. Cool, just want to make sure I'm doing the right reference. Keir Starmer, on the other hand, sucks. I don't know anything about them, but they're part of the Labour Party, and
Keir Starmer's wife, her whole family are illegal human beings. They have Israeli passport. Keir Starmer's wife is an illegal human being.
okay.
Keir Starmer's wife
Are we?
teaches her children to child traffic.
Okay.
The synagogue of Satan.
Oh my God!
Revelation 3:9.
Holy. Whoa! Fuck who, buddy?
Revelation 3:9.
Dude, stop the air gun thing, dude. Seriously, chill the fuck out with that, dude. But thanks for the information on Keir Starmer, because I do find it very interesting.
Tommy Robinson is their dad. Their mama is Keir Starmer.
Okay. You're getting this, right? This is, oh, the camera's... Yes. You'll find me a wife. What am I looking for? Somebody who's peaceful and happy. All right. Thank you guys so much, London. I'll see you next time. Bang bang!
We need, next time you come to London, we need more anti-Israeli jokes.
Okay, but I need you to stop drinking as a Muslim, brother. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm here for no anti-Israeli jokes. I'm not here for no counseling. Look, I'm here to support the program. You get me?
Okay, 12 step. What's good?
I really have to explain the joke? Somebody look it up. Okay, whoa, buddy. What the fuck did you expect? I always like to have a portion of my show where I ask the crowd, is there anything that I haven't talked about tonight that you'd like for me to talk about? Yes. The Great Replacement Theory. You're gonna have to explain this to me a little bit, just because I've heard about it a few times and I don't know if I fully understand what it means in the broad sense, because if you're talking about it here, I've heard about it in the United States. Is it also it's a global theory, okay? And does it have to do with immigrants? Okay, then I know what you're talking about. So, the Great Replacement Theory is that immigrants there's some kind of massive conspiracy to replace white people with immigrants at every level. Like, my question is, then where do the white people go? Like, what? If immigrants are taking all the jobs, does that mean white people at that point just won't work? But will they still be getting benefits? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't sound that bad. White people just kicking back and getting benefits while the people of color work? Dude. Sounds like plantation times all over. Actually, I was in London last night, and slavery came up as a topic, and a woman in the crowd was like, "Well, we ended ours first." I was like, "Yeah, you also started it first. Don't play that game with me." That's like if you give me syphilis, and then I'm out there giving other people syphilis, and you take the medication first. You're like, well, I cured myself first. Like, you gave me syphilis, and we're both still assholes who gave people syphilis. It's a great analogy. But yeah, the great replacement theory, it's interesting. It's interesting that we're worried about that more than AI. You know what I mean? Because, because that's, for people of color who are, currently taking jobs of white people, we're worried about AI coming and taking jobs. So it's like, grass is always greener on the other side. I wish I was white and worried about actual people taking my job. We gotta worry about robots. And then the AI, what are they worried about? You know what I mean? They're worried about newer additions taking their job. They're worried about software updates. That's all we are to these white people, is a software update. Like, listen, I like to have sympathy for people, and if you're white and you're, worried that someone's gonna take your job, it doesn't make sense to me that you would be worried that they're gonna take your job because they're from another culture, in as much as they're gonna take your job because they're gonna work harder at it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like great replacement theory makes sense if you're worried about people replacing you who are gonna work harder. At that point, you just work harder than the people who you're worried about replacing you. And that's why with AI, it's fucking hopeless, because AI can work infinitely faster than all of us. So really, at the end of the day, that's when I think all these race wars are gonna end. When the robots come. When the robots come and we have to fight for our lives. Fuck that, it's not, are you white, black, or brown? It's like, it's either us or the robots. I already know the end. I know who wins. It's the robots. So, enjoy these race wars while you can. These are the fucking, we're gonna look back on this one day when our organs are being harvested in the metaverse, okay? We're gonna look back on this and be like, man, I miss race wars. What else?
Being an ethnic minority in a Western country.
Being an ethnic minority in a Western country? Replace it. Didn't we just talk about that? Being an ethnic minority. I mean, yeah. In the United States, we're always, our Republican politicians are always like, look what's happening in Europe. Look what's happening in Europe. They're gonna do it here. What's happening in Europe? They're baking a lot of baked goods. Is there any country in Europe that actually has a substantial, very significant rise in an ethnic minorities population? And I mean, I'm talking 5 to 10 percentage points. France. Okay. So, and who is it? Algerians? Oh, what a surprise. It's literally just like Britain complaining about Indian and Pakistani people. It's like, what the fuck did you expect? You literally took fleets of ships over to a part of the world that was not near yours. You put your flag down, you colonized, you said, our objective is to exploit the resources and get these people to act as much as possible like us. Flash forward, they show back up at your door, they're like, we're back! What the did you expect? You taught them how to be you, of course they're gonna come back to your house and be like, hey, I'm ready! Great, so Algerians taking over France. Sorry to say, I'm for that. I'm for that. I'm for that. I'm for that. All right, anything else?
Far-right leader compared herself to an
Here in France?
Yeah. She was condemned to stealing 4 million euros from the European Parliament.
Oh, wow.
Conference afterwards, after she was fined and and she said she was persecuted like Martin Luther King.
Wow. Wow. You sure it was Martin Luther King and not just Martin Luther? So, okay, so far right leader, what's the party called? One person. One person, please. What is it? National Rally? Okay, the national, and then there's an abbreviation for it? Okay. I'll let you do it. So there, and that is, as far as we know, it's maybe not the furthest of right parties, but it's the far right party that has the biggest backing, maybe, in France. She's actually a member of parliament.
Yes.
She's a member of parliament, and how many parliament members does this party hold seats? How many parliament members do you have total? 500, and then how many does this far right party have seats? Like over 200? Over 100. 100. 1 out of 5. I'll tell you what. When a far right party holds 1 out of 5 of your seats, it ain't that far right. Okay, it's pretty. Your country's kind of averaging to that. Sorry to break it to you. How many other major parties are there? 3. It's complicated, but if we're talking about parliamentary seats, who has the most seats?
Nobody.
Okay, guys. Let's act like adults here, okay? I can count, okay? Unless they all have an equal number of seats, one motherfucker has more seats, okay? That's how numbers work, all right? Sorry to break it to you. You can't just write off your politics. Well, they all have the seats. They all have... Well, nobody has them. I don't know. I can't count. There's so many. There's so many seats. Which one?
The group who had the more seats at the last election, they were called for the government. That's the problem in France for 1 year.
I called it a coup.
A coup d'etat. And I'm assuming it works so the majority, the party that has the majority seats, they are basically in charge, right? No? They're like, not so fast, American. You do not understand us. You need an absolute majority. And so because there is no that right now, it's just free for all. You're like, we have no government right now. And that's what? Oh, so for the first time, your president is ignoring the results of an election. Yeah, it sounds very familiar, yeah. That's been like the last 3 elections in my country. You're saying technically there's no majority party right now, there's no party in charge, but theoretically one of them has the most seats. I would just like to know which one that is. That's all. I'm really not trying to bug you guys all night about this. I would just like to know who numerically. It's the far right one? No. Somebody had. It's a coalition, so there's several parties within the. Okay. I see the technicality that we're hung up on. Okay. So let's start by counting coalitions as a unit. Okay. So the coalition of the left has the most seats, but Macron, he what? He refused to give them the ministry. Why is that? Because he what? He can't. He can't legally, or he can't. He can legally, but he refuses to because he's busy. I have too many things going on. I can't choose one of you right now. Just do your thing. What? Yeah. He should have done it. Should have. That's a great standard to measure your leaders by. Should have. Very depressing. Okay, so, yes. He called for the election, and then the election happened. It didn't work out the way he wanted it to, so he's like, actually. So basically, your form of government right now is hold that thought. The left are pro-Palestine? The entire coalition? Okay, whoa, buddy, whoa. We're not living in the dream world yet. So like the Liberal Party averages to like a liberal Zionist, right? Right, more or less. But within, there's a handful of left parties. How many? You say 4 or you say 1? There's 2. 4, 4, 2, 4, 4, 2, 4, 4, 4, 2, 2, 4, 4, 4, 2, 4, 4, 2, 2, 2, 4, 4. I feel like we're on a recurring algorithm right here. 2, 2. So it's 4. It is 4. It's been, I see more 4s in the hand. So there is about 4 parties. And within that coalition, is there one of those parties that really is the majority? Yes. And which one is that? The which one? Elephant? Y'all are Republicans? What's that? Can you just give me letters to, yeah, what was that? The Greek letter phi. I'll work with that. So that's yours? L? LFI. Nailed it. LFI. LFI. They spelled life incorrectly. LFI. Okay, good. That's why I thought elephant. That makes sense. Okay, I'm not just hearing things. So LFI is the, it holds the majority of seats within this Democratic coalition. Approximately how many seats does LFI have? 80. 80, which is still less than the far-right party. Okay, and then outside of this left-turn coalition that has 4 parties within it, the majority having 80 seats, you have this far-right party, and then what? And then Nepo Baby, is that the party's name? Are they just like really? Are they just really like on the nose about it? They're like, we're Nepo Babies, all of us. What? That's it. There's like the right, the center right, and how many seats do they have? About the same as the far right? Somebody look it up, dude. I've been up here asking the same question for 20 minutes. Just pull out Google and give me a numerical answer. It's about what? About similar. Oh, okay. So the biggest party within the center-right coalition also has about 80, but the center-right coalition has 100. Oh, it has 80. Oh, okay. So literally, it sounds like the singular party with the most seats is the far-right party. Yes. And so the leader of this far-right party got caught stealing, embezzling money from Parliament, from the European Parliament. Well, I'm for that. But stealing, basically embezzling money from the European Parliament, and got called out for it. 4 million? That's not that much. 4 million. Yeah. So 4 million euros, right? And basically got called out for it. She's convicted, like actually of crime. And she's banned from running for president for 5 years. Wow. The great replacement theory is real. But what? Shit. MLK. So, and Martin Luther King Jr., right? The same one that I'm familiar with, right? She said, wow. Convicting me for taking this money from the European Union?
No, she's saying that it's a coup from the left, and that the justice system emerges from the left, and then they are
Yeah. Yeah. And she said, is she denying that she did this, or is she? Oh, she's saying, she's like, I never seen that money. They're saying no. Is she denying or is she not denying? She's saying I maybe saw the money. Maybe I took so what? Maybe I took the $4 million. Okay. She's like, maybe I took the $4 million, but you know what? I have a dream. I have a dream that French Parliament members will not be judged by the name of their political party, but by the number of seats they hold in Parliament. Better keep away from a window, for a balcony. All right, so that happened. What else? Yes, you have a question, yes.
You mentioned Michael Moore, but you didn't mention...
I mentioned Michael Moore? Oh, Macklemore. It's like, I did not bring up the director, Michael Moore, once during this entire show. I like what he says, but I did not bring him up. Okay, Michael Moore. But not DJ Khaled. Yeah, I wonder why I did that. She's like, you did not give credit to the great DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled, he's not even worth bringing up anymore. Dude he's Palestinian by blood and literally has mentioned it maybe a couple times in his career, but since the genocide of these last few years, not one statement. He even appeared on Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, and they brought out maklouba, famous Palestinian dish, and they're like, oh, we brought your favorite dish. He's like, oh, maklouba. They're like, what is it called? He's like, maklouba. Didn't even mention that it was Palestinian. And then they just watched him devour it right there. He's like, oh, maklouba. And it was just so stupid. And like for a while, he had to disable comments on his Instagram because everybody was so pissed at him. Like he would just post a video of him eating in front of his kids, and people would just comment, you fat talk about Palestine. Like it was really bad. But anybody, people should just know we've disowned them, and there will not be another one. Anything else?
One more for the road. How badass our Yemeni brothers are.
Yeah. You know what? Not even one more for the road, one more for the seas, my friend. Okay. That was really good. One more for the seas. Okay? The boat. One more for the boat. Yeah, well, really? If I said boat, it would have made more sense to you? One more for the road. The road is the thing the car drives on. Okay? One more for the seas, where the ships sail on the Red Sea. Do I really have to explain the joke? I'm gonna have to record this, put it on YouTube, explain it to TSA next week. What the What's that? Yes. Yeah.
Palestine in June.
Oh, Macron? He's recognizing Palestine, but not his own government. I mean, if it works, it works. That's how much in political gridlock he is. And he's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to recognize Palestine. Because she got convicted? Oh, he can't. He has to distance himself from them. So now he's like Mr. Free Palestine. Wow. Yeah, what language? He's like, you know what? I could He's like, if I could, maybe I could recognize Palestine. Well, not surprising. But Macron, how long is he in power for, technically? So forever, basically. What party is he part of? No party. He's in no party. He's not fun. Nobody invites him to parties. He's not party animal at all. He's the center right. Well, that's kind of what he favors, right? He's the right. But he created his own party for himself. Macron, party of one. He what?
His party had the same initials as his own name.
Oh, really? EM? Huh. So that's funny because his party's name is EM, and that's kind of what he does to stall when he can't make a decision. He's like, I could recognize Palestine. All right, one last one, because I can sense people are getting. The fall of capitalism. Well. You really saved the best for last, didn't you? What a great way to end the show, too. Now, we've had fun tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but as we know, all good things come to an end. Do you think it's inevitable? Do you think that we're falling deep into the dark abyss of inshallah? Inshallah. I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like oligarchy. Okay? I don't like oligarchy. I don't like big business, big corporations interfering with government. Unfortunately, that is the world that we live in. One of my favorite books of all time is Plato's Republic. And Plato's Republic talks about the ideal society and what the ideal society is. And basically, Socrates says that in the ideal society, you have like this society that's completely like walled off from the rest of the world. You got to build a wall around it. You got to have guards making sure people don't come in. That's what they're trying to do in the United States. And but in that ideal society, everybody has to have a specific job, and you can't meddle in each other's businesses. And also, there can't be artists because art mimics life and it makes people sad. So you can't do that. So that place sounds like it f***ing sucks. Okay? But he says one day there may eventually be the ideal society, or maybe it existed a long time ago, and then it will eventually decay slowly into lesser forms of government. And the first level of decay is, I believe, called timocracy, which is where they're obsessed with victory and winning wars. I think we're kind of there too. And then that decays into oligarchy. So like, oligarchy is also very much where I feel like a lot of the world is. And then he says oligarchy decays into democracy. So democracy is even worse than all of these. And then he says from there you go to tyranny. The cool thing about Trump is he took us from 5 to 1, like in the first, just like within a month. It was really, really awesome. But when it comes to capitalism versus socialism, I'll ask an honest question, okay? Who in this room identifies, like, firmly as a socialist? Okay, great. That is about 25 people in a room full of 300, okay? Now, notice this difference when I ask this question. Who here firmly identifies as capitalist? One person, okay. Okay, you're okay. You're okay. See, it's very rare that people are willing to admit this. I hate to fucking break it to you. We're all capitalist pigs, okay? We live in a fucking capitalist society, and unfortunately, we do actually consume things that are products of capitalism. Doesn't mean that you have to support the ideal of it. You have to support it to the fullest extent. However, we are living in a capitalist society, and we're also getting the pros and cons of it, whatever. I've never personally lived in a socialist government. I don't know what it's like. I've heard stories of it working. I've heard stories of it not. But I do know that the capitalist system that we live in currently, with the emphasis on oligarchy, billionaires interfering with our government, and all of the horrible that comes with the product of capitalism, like exploiting the resources of other parts of the world, genocide, ethnic cleansing, land theft. For all that reason, this particular form of capitalism that we have is not sustainable, and I agree with you that it is rapidly falling apart. I believe the Western Empire is crumbling. I believe that soon enough, the Great Replacement will happen. But I don't know what form of economy or what form of, society will replace it. I don't know. Depends on how you define it. Absolutely. It's all about definitions. Right. End of the day, most people are going to want some kind of private property. Like if I run up and take your sandwich, you're going to be like, that's my sandwich, you know? Unless you preemptively cut the sandwich in two. And then now we both have a sandwich. So, yeah, how small do you want your sandwiches? I think that's the big question. How small do you want your sandwiches? So, that's your homework. I want you guys to think about that. So yeah, fall of capitalism, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it is happening, but I don't know if it's the fall of capitalism in general or just this particular form of capitalism that we have. I know that it is not sustainable. But I will say, keep buying tickets to my shows because those are not going to be free. You understand me? Okay? But I love the concept of socialism. I love the ideals, and I love socialists. Socialists come to my shows. They always give me a pamphlet. They're like, check it out. It's good. Read it. I'm like, trust me, I've read it before. They're like, no, this one's different. I'm like, no, they're all the same. Socialism. And I always have the conversation with my socialist friends and comrades, if you will. I always have the conversation because I like to hear what they say. And I never want to alienate anybody who has a specific point of view. So really, I treat my socialist fans the same way like I do my gay fans. Like, I let them think that I could be so they keep showing up.
No, I was just annoyed.
That's an interesting take.
Don't support Trump's administration was better.
I didn't want Trump to be president.
Have influence.
Because I have a platform, I should not speak how I feel.
Reflect more on how you feel.
I need more sleep. I gained a lot of fans last year, and I also lost a lot of fans last year. And I lost fans, not even really just for talking about Palestine. I lost fans when the election happened, and I was just honest about my take. You know, I thought we lived in a democracy. Where like you're free to say this is what I feel, and you know I didn't know that we weren't really in a public democracy, you know. But anyways, all I said was that I just didn't feel comfortable voting for the administration that was actively genociding my friends and family, and that's all that I said. That was just a feeling that I had, okay? And you know, I knew people were going to disagree with that, and it's fine. But they unfollowed me and they let me know on the way out. You know, they had to let me know. They're like, oh, what do you see? What is Trump's gonna be worse? Trump's gonna be worse. And turns out maybe, okay? Then there's the talk about, well, Trump said this and Trump said that. It's like, you can't take everything Trump says seriously, okay? If you do, you will die. Do you understand? Trump has this way of using executive power to make it seem like he's doing things that are not that hard to do. Like, for instance, changing the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. People were like, thought this was like a magic trick. They're like, whoa, like this could have been done a very long time ago, and it was not hard for him to do. Also, a lot of people don't know that he had to make a deal with Mexico in order to do that. Yeah, I don't know if you know this. In order for him to change the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America, now the giant mall in Minnesota is called the Mall of Mexico. You didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that. The Mall of Mexico in Minneapolis. They only take pesos, and it's... Those were all the things that I want to talk about so far. Is there anything I didn't talk about tonight you'd like for me to talk about?
Candace Owens.
Candace Owens? Okay. Can do. Anything else I can throw in there in the mix? ChatGPT, you said? ChatGPT in the context of comedians' career. I love it. You gave me like a lens. Do you want to give me a location too and a theme? So like ChatGPT, comedians' careers at the mall on a Tuesday with Candace Owens. And?
Harm reduction.
You said harm reduction?
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting. Let's explore this a little bit. Harm reduction, is this like a broad philosophical concept?
The concept of doing things that they harm the minimum number of people. Say sociologically.
Sociological thing, we're going to minimize harm.
Yeah, like voting for Joe Biden reduces harm against black Americans than voting for Trump.
Okay, wait, I mean, you're saying such as statements like that, okay, right? Okay. Some people did not agree, but That is kind of funny. Could be true. We don't have the data on that, but it is kind of funny that it's like you have to vote for a president that's incapacitated to be better to black Americans. Like, how up of America is that, where you got to vote for the guy? If you vote for that guy, it's going to be better. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it's true or not. Okay. So, harm reduction. Were you hoping that that was the specific thing I was going to look at with it, or something else?
No, I was just somewhat annoyed with the equivocation.
The equivocation of what?
Of voting for either party.
Oh, when I said it?
Not now, or not before, but slightly now. Because now that Trump's in power, I feel like you should have better context to understand that there was reduced harm in voting for the other party.
Okay, let's look at this, because this is a very hot topic, okay? First of all, that's not how I vote. I don't vote from a projected reduced harm, because you never know. I don't trust a single politician, and who knows? Let's say you're 100% right and Biden became president again, which I don't think anybody wanted, by the way. I think that's an interesting take. Like, we should have gone back to Biden. Like, that's a very unique take. First of all, that's not how I vote. I also vote by, how I feel about an administration, and do I want to support people who I think are bad?
I felt supporting Trump's administration was better.
Here's the thing. I get where you're coming from. You like to see it as, if you don't vote for this, you are voting for that binary. But that's not how I see it. I believe that democracy as an institution can only work if we actually have freedom of choice in who we vote for. And if the establishment doesn't listen to us, they'll never get it. We'll be locked into this two-party system for the rest of our existence. That's how I feel. And listen, if you want like a personal attachment to it, like, you see what's happening in Gaza right now. It's some of the worst we've ever seen, like literally ever seen. We saw horrible under Biden, but we are seeing some of the worst in this exact moment. Did I ever say, oh, Trump's going to be better for Gaza? I never said that. I never said I'm foregoing my vote for Trump. I never said that, okay? All I do is I go by my intuition and what I feel is the right thing to do, and I have no regrets about my
influence.
But I have influence because I have a platform that I should not speak how I feel. You're saying I should, instead of speaking how I feel personally,
reflect more on how you feel.
Reflect more on how I feel. I did. So if you've been the end of the show is gonna get really interesting, right? ChatGPT, we'll see you later. Okay, so. I didn't want Trump to be president. I don't think Trump is the president that a lot of people want in this country. Unfortunately, he's what we've deserved, because we as a society have this limited binary thinking, and so many people are just oblivious. Like the people in this room, we're actually having a discourse right now. The majority of this country has no interest in what we're talking about right now. They're watching football. Okay, so Trump is not the president we want. He's not the president we need, but he is the president that we deserve. He's the orange wrecking ball that unfortunately had to come to fruition because of what a country we've been. That's how I feel. I could be wrong. My goal is not to shame people for having chosen Biden or chosen Kamala. Like, most of my friends did vote for Kamala, and that's something I have to live with, that I have friends sitting amongst me who were like, yeah, she said she would do nothing different than Biden when it came to genociding the Palestinians, and they still voted for her. I'm not happy about that, but I accept it, and they're still my friends. That's something that I have to live with, okay? But for me to say, all right, let's all think about the harm reduction, there was a lot of people who did that, and a lot of people who I respect and who I actually agree with on a lot of things actually did take that point of view and said, I know we don't like this genocide, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's still, vote for Kamala. I hear a lot of people say that, and that was fine. They had the right to do that. However, if I'm not speaking my mind and my heart, I do not sleep at night, okay? I already drink too much caffeine. I need more sleep, okay? We all need more sleep. If we all slept better, we would make better decisions. And you can sleep better when you make better decisions in the day. Make morally grounded decisions. You can sleep better, and we can all be sleeping better and be more like Sleepy Joe Biden. Yes. Yeah.
If you use harm reduction, the party that you're using that for, the Democratic Party, would take your vote for granted. So a lot of minorities always voted for Democrats, but what have they really done
for minorities. Because they know all you don't want to vote for the other side, so they think they got your vote locked in, so they don't have to look at your concerns and your needs.
I very much agree with this point. To reiterate, basically, for example, in my case, I'll make it about myself. If I had voted for the Democrats, it would have signaled to them like, yeah, we can basically get away with it. And the people who despise are still going to vote for us because they know that we are the harm reducers, right? Which again, I don't even agree with. But yes, like, I don't like that. I don't like that people are like, yeah, they'll still with us because they have to. I don't like that. I don't do toxic relationships, and I don't do toxic administrations. I'm sorry, I don't do that. I don't do that. There's so many people in this world, there's so many different opinions, and I'm a mathematician, so of course I like to think macro. I like to think of like what is greater good, but at the same time, I have to make micro decisions. And if I'm not in harmony with my own micro decisions, then how can I expect the rest of the world to follow suit? I think that if everybody finds, right? Because I believe in harm reduction. I believe that one day we will have minimized harm to the greatest possible, okay? But also, we live in a capitalist society. We operate on money, right? So we need to keep that in mind, that like that's how the system works, and we need to figure out if we focus on ourselves, on the micro level, we can affect the max. So how do we get massive harm reduction? We focus on ourselves, but also think about money. That's harm money. Okay, that's the best I can do without using ChatGPT. So, okay, all right. Thank you for bringing that up, though. I think it's a good conversation. I'm literally getting into flame wars every day about it. So, you know, this was nice. Candace Owens would probably have a different opinion. The recent thing I've heard about Candace Owens is that her monthly views have surpassed Ben Shapiro's ever since she broke away from him. So, good for her. Good for her. Would she have been doing better under Joe Biden? I don't know. ChatGPT in the lens of comedians. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I've tried writing jokes with ChatGPT. They're worse than my own, believe it or not. Like, take the worst of my puns and, like, multiply it by 10. That's ChatGPT. But ChatGPT is still, like, in year 3. You know what I mean? Give it some time. It'll take my job. I can't wait till it takes my job. Seriously, it'll be a lot easier. So I don't think ChatGPT is going to take my job. I think it'll be DeepSeek, to be honest. I think I need that open source energy. You know what I'm saying? All right, give me a few other things.
AOC and Bernie.
AOC and Bernie. AOC and Bernie. Is there anything specific going on with them other than a lot of recent fallout they've been having?
Controlled opposition.
Controlled opposition? Can you elaborate for me?
Well, just this idea, you know, that Bernie is going to have all these people at his rallies, only to then turn around and support Israel and doing the
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Bernie. It sucks. Bernie it makes me sad. There's so many points in history where I'm like, yes, Bernie, like, I love what you're saying. And then he just turns around and says like an AIPAC soundbite.
Right. Yeah.
He takes money from AIPAC, right? There's only like a few. I know Massey is like one of them. It's not necessarily my most aligned politician, but like, you know, at the end of the day, Bernie takes money from AIPAC. He does an AIPAC soundbite here and then, but then he also says all these other great things. And it's like, you know, it's just one of these like, I don't know.
He's like a sheepdog.
He's like a sheepdog.
People who don't know are just the sheep, just like, oh yeah, we're gonna fight the oligarchy, but
Right.
the Democrats are getting all this money
Right.
from the billionaires.
Right. He's Luigi in the streets. Chuck Schumer in the sheets. I feel like I've been talking about politics for the last hour. It's been going pretty damn well. I'm not leaving Maui. Do you understand me? So yeah, Trump says a lot of things. You can't take them seriously. He says things like, oh, Jordan will take the Palestinians, Egypt will take the Palestinians, and then you have the leaders of Jordan and Egypt like, they're all saying no to it. Also, if you ask Palestinians, they're not going to leave. Like, they're not going to leave. Palestinians do not want to leave their home, and they're not going to leave their home. And if anything, I know a lot of people look at it like, are they crazy? Like, no, they just love their land, okay? A lot of people in America don't get that they love their land so much that they will not leave. Maui is a beautiful place, but one meteor hits in Wailea, you guys are moving to another island. You know it, okay? You have to think about, what's that?
Never moving to another island.
You're never moving to another island. Well, that person loves it like a Palestinian, okay? You're from Israel? Oh, wow, what a coincidence. Wait a second. You're from Israel and you're like, I'm never leaving Maui? That's how much you love Maui?
Okay, I came out of Israel for more than 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave Maui.
You're not going to leave Maui. But the irony here is that I'm like, you got to love your homeland like a Palestinian, like an Israeli's like, I'm not leaving Maui. Do you understand me? You need to love your land like a Palestinian and love Maui like an Israeli loves Maui. You know what I'm saying? What's that? Put it on Instagram. Put what on Instagram? Oh, this moment? Yeah. We're not done yet. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming to the show. Did you know this is what I talk about too?
Yeah, I know you're Palestinian, that's why I came.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
But that's how I feel. Okay, I left Israel, don't want to fight. I said, don't join the army, I will leave. And my mom asked me, when are you coming back? I said, when you have peace. And it's been 25 years.
Oh, so that's why you're not leaving Maui. You know, they say thank you for your service. Thank you for your non-service. You know, I mean, I can't speak for being born in Israel and knowing what I would do in that situation. But I always salute people who turn down the service. You know what I mean? So thank you for doing that. And thank you for coming directly to Maui. You know what I mean? What's that? It was not directly. You island hopped. You started on Big Island. And you hopped over. A couple months ago, I was doing a show in Denver. I did 2 shows in the same night. And I got off stage after the first show. And I went on Twitter and I saw that Assad's regime in Syria had fallen. And so I'm like, okay, got to write some jokes. And then I got back on stage, do another set, and I get off stage, and I read that Israel was already occupying Syria. I was like, wow, they move fast. So, people often ask me, like, Sammy, how long are your performances? About a regime change is what I'm working with at this point. So, oh, who said that? Oh, the Israeli? Yeah, no. What a coincidence. I came to Maui. It is my homeland. It's my homeland. I'm never leaving.
That's where children, they're all Americans.
They're all Americans?
Oh yeah, born and raised on Maui.
Nice. Are they into politics?
Not really. They don't watch them. They know what's going on in the world. Absolutely not.
They do or don't?
They have no idea.
They have no idea.
No idea.
Good. What? You said your dog does watch the news? She's like, yeah.
Why they need to know it?
Why they need to know what? Why they need to know what's going on in the world? There's no.
They'll find out later.
They'll find out later. That's a good parenting right there. They'll find later. Maybe they're only 3 years old. I'm not gonna ask you how old your kids are. It's not my business. But what did you say? You're like, don't talk about politics, Maui.
Maui.
Not in Maui. I don't know. I feel like I've been talking about politics for the last hour. It's been going pretty damn well. I understand the argument of like mental health. Like you can't be glued to the news. I think Maui gets that, and I respect that about Maui and Hawaii in general. Like a lot of people here, they feel at least the ability to be able to disconnect from what's going on in the news. But it's like at some point you should probably know a little bit. You know what I mean? Just like a little bit. You know? You know what?
I say, let me go to the bookstore.
The bookstore, yeah, go to the book. So you go to the bookstore. You go to the bookstore. You've really colonized this show, haven't you? And I'm not leaving. Was that?
Don't talk about politics.
Joke about politics. I like that. That should be your new city slogan. Don't talk politic, joke politic. Don't talk politic, joke politic. I like it. That's why I deliver news in punchlines. I like it. It's funny. I was up here, I was like, Trump, Elon, RFK, he looks like he got shot in the head. And like, ah! And then I'm like, Israel is occupying. Don't talk about politics! But which is nicely in tune with the Trump administration's policy on free speech. So, yeah, welcome to Trump America. Sometimes people get, a little touchy about religious jokes, but it's like, don't worry about me, worry about yourself. You know what I mean? Because I perform for every religion at this point, and I've like done really well. I've got a standing O at a church, I've got a standing O at a mosque, I've got a standing O at a synagogue. So like, I'm going to heaven for sure. You know what I mean? Like, y'all should be worried about yourselves for laughing at these jokes, you know. But I love joking with all the religions. But I love atheists. So I think I have a soft spot for atheists. Any atheists in here? Any atheists? The Israeli? The f*** is... Of course. I love atheists, though. You can make religious jokes. They don't get offended. But if you ever do want to piss them off, you just say, God bless you. They love that. What does your son say? By the way, thank you for letting us know. What did your son say? What did your son say?
My son says, thanks God I'm atheist.
He says, thanks what? Can you explain? Yeah. Thank God I'm atheist. Thank God I'm atheist. Okay. Yeah, I need an opener for my next show, so hit him up. But then we'll make him leave during the politics part so he doesn't hear it. Thank God I'm atheist. All right. I'm gonna take that joke. Call it retribution.